Welcome to our weekly power session. Today we have Stephanie Weller, the founder of Media Darling. She specializes in social media marketing strategies and is passionate about working with female entrepreneurs. Stephanie teaches mindset and the psychology behind the marketing, as well as all those tricky techie parts. So welcome, Stephanie.
Hi Claire, thanks so much for having me. So this power session is all about the psychology of social media. So a bit about me, I'm a mum of two boys who are 4 and 1 and they don't sleep. It's probably lots of mums know, so it's kind of tricky juggling everything. But I started my business this year, I launched my business. I've been in corporate for 12 years doing what I'm doing, and I decided to kind of branch out and do it on my own. And we've kind of gone from there really. So what I wanted to do today was share kind of 5 tips with any mums that are kind of starting new on social media or just launching their social media and they're kind of a bit overwhelmed with not sure what to do. I just want to give some 5 tips to be able to help them.
That would be absolutely fabulous.
Great. So step 1 is just to think about the social and social media marketing. I think people get so overwhelmed with the different platforms that they need to be on, how many people that they need to be reaching, all about the numbers, I must be posting every day. And I think it's kind of going back to basics and thinking, right, we are human beings behind these iPads, these phones, these computers. Let's go back to basics. Let's think about the relationships that we're making with each other. You don't walk into a shop and you may just walk into a shop and just buy something over the counter and not say hello, but it's about kind of making and building those relationships and kind of being that social in social media, if that makes sense. So that would be tip 1. My second tip, and this is something that I do with my clients, is to look at the strategy. So with this is I'm working for, I can't say too much, but I'm working for a high-end multi-millionaire entrepreneur, and I'm kind of gleaning lots of fantastic tips from her, so I'm passing those on to my clients. So it's a lot of mindset work, and it's getting my clients to project themselves 6 to 12 months into the future of where they want their business to be. And then what I do with them is I work backwards and reverse engineer it to think about what techniques do we now need to put into place with your social media in order to get to achieve to where you want to be with your goal. And I do some techniques where I get them to really think about their business and why they're passionate about it, what makes them tick, what makes their ideal client tick. And then I get them to really kind of sit and do some work I get them to work hard on types of content that they need to be creating. Because I think that's one of the things that people say to me is, I don't know what to post on social media and what do I post out every day. So it's kind of getting them to project ahead and then work backwards and think about the types of things that they can post from there on. So it's a really good exercise that they can do. Tip 3 is ideal client. So a lot of people I work with, they kind of just do a blanket response. They just kind of send out messages to everybody, and it's not reaching anybody because they haven't got their ideal client in mind. So it's working with them to think about who is your ideal client, the type of person they are they on the particular platforms where you are, do some market research, think about the types of things that they like, and then it's about offering either a solution or a need or a want to what your ideal client wants. So it's that's a really important kind of key area that I work on as well. And then, excuse me, I do have a cold at the moment. Number point 4 is customer digital journey. So by this I mean, I always use the analogy of a shop or a storefront. So imagine that your web presence, whether that's your website, your social media, is your shop front. So you'd want to have your opening hours on there. Imagine if you're a store, you'd want to go in, you'd want to have somebody, a customer clerk on the front desk welcoming you, telling you where to go. Your product, you'd want to have, not on the back shelf where nobody can reach it. You'd want to have that on display. You'd want to have friendly staff in there, those sorts of things. So I kind of use that as an analogy. And it's thinking about doing that with optimizing your website and your social media presence to ensure that your customers or clients can actually find what they want to be. So for example, if you've got a program that you're launching, but it's really hidden in depth in your website, people take around, and this is quite a I don't know where the statistic has come from, so maybe you can't quote me on it, but it's about 15 seconds that people browse on a website.
Mm-hmm.
So if they can't find what they're looking for, then they're going to just quickly click away. We live in such a kind of fast-paced world where we want to get what we want to see straight away. And people don't spend ages browsing and clicking through websites if they can't find what their need or desire is and what they're looking for. So what I say to my clients is about making sure that you are the director. You direct your customers or clients where you want to go. You literally take them on that journey and kind of move them to where they want to go next, you know, and ending up, whether it's buying your product, clicking on a service, or signing up to your services, whatever it is, it's kind of you showing them where to go. And so that goes from like search engines, from Google, literally finding out about your business right until the end product. So I work with my clients to do that whole sort of journey, that customer journey. And then my final tip is try before you buy. And this is about, we live in such a virtual world right now, and it's Facebook Live, you know, live videos across all the platforms have exploded, certainly in the last year. And it's really fantastic time for businesses. So really it's about utilizing those videos, because people buy on a know, like, and trust basis. So if you've got, I'll use products and service. So if you've got a product-based business, it's about showing your product in every shape and form, color, size, comparison. You know, if it's a piece of clothing, for example, put it onto a model, have the model walk up and down a catwalk. I don't know if you really use the website ASOS in Australia, but it was really big in the UK, and they kind of about 10 years ago, it was really at the forefront of their marketing when they started doing videos on the catwalk shoots. And it's, yeah, certainly they were at the forefront of other kind of retailers at the time. So it's kind of getting into your customer's head and thinking, you know, how can they see the product in every which way in order for them to kind of make a decision as to whether to purchase that. Now, if you're service-based, it's then being you selling your services, and it's people getting to know you via video, via you know, having a chat, whether it's a Skype or whatever it is. It's getting to know the person behind that and knowing whether you're going to offer value or not to that person. So it's that kind of try before you buy element. So that's my kind of 5 tips. Have you got any questions for me, Claire?
Yes. Well, I'm interested, obviously, being in the social media space, and every single one of our communities. What would you say your clients find the hardest platform to work with or get to know? What sort of challenges do they have?
Okay, yeah. So I think Instagram is a big one. I think a lot of people think that they need to be on Instagram. I'm a lover and a hater of Instagram, because Instagram's a slow builder. It's a slow burner. It's brilliant for building up your brand and brand awareness, and there's some fantastic techniques that you can do on there. But it's about whether you have the time to do that. I think it's really good for products, product-based, but perhaps not so much for service. So I think people think, oh, I'm on Instagram just because everybody else is. So I always say, why are you on there? Are your customers on there? What is it that you want to achieve from there? And then it's also getting people to look at not their competitors as such, but other people in the same industry. How are they using Instagram? What are they using it for? What are the good points of using it? And then perhaps using some of those ideas as well.
Okay, good. Yeah, I mean, Instagram's not like it used to be. From what I understand, is that you used to get likes and followers and website conversions a lot easier, but now it's obviously there's a lot more effort that needs to go into it. So, and would you say that, you know, for both product and service-based businesses, that I suppose a main focus is around Facebook?
I'm certainly seeing that in the last 6 months. I'm just seeing people's businesses explode from Facebook Live. And I think it's because it's due to Facebook's algorithms, because I always say this to people: if you've got a Facebook page and you've got 10,000 fans on there, with 10,000 followers, if nobody's engaging in your posts, Facebook won't show any of your page on people's news feeds. However, the flip side of that, if you've got 100 people, fans or followers on your page, and you get 100 people commenting on your videos or your posts, it's just going to go viral, and people are going to see it in their feeds. Mm-hmm. So the key thing to that is engagement, and Facebook Live is the absolute key for getting engagement onto your page. Mm-hmm. Because especially if you can do it in the right way and you get people commenting while you're live, and you can answer them literally live. So I've seen Facebook Live has exploded in people's businesses. So that's definitely an area to Facebook to be on.
What I kind of noticed, I've been on Facebook for a while now, and Facebook likes as well. It used to be a lot easier last year than it is this year, and we have a lot of community asking us, how did you get to 15,000 on your Facebook page? But what was happening last year is not happening now. And I suppose my little tip to throw in there is that if you can stay on top of the products that Facebook are bringing out, and you can use them in the first 6 months, you will get a lot of engagement, because what they really want is they want that product to work, and they want feedback. So they will let you have that reach, and that's what's happened with Facebook Live. But I do believe, and we'll just wait to see what happens, but I do believe that next year that organic reach will slow down again, and there will be, and they are already looking, there's about 3 different products coming out. There's, but if you can stay on top of that and be the first to just get on top of it, like Insta stories and things like that, they're always looking at new technologies, then you can always be just ahead of that curve and get into that algorithm space where they're being more lenient or allowing more reach. So that's kind of my trick that I've been using. I think it was the day I got Facebook Live, like I knew it was on. I was waiting for it. I've been on Facebook Live for months and months and months now, and I can already see the reach difference between Facebook business page, Facebook groups, and my personal page. And it was massive in the beginning, and it's starting to, to taper off as they're developing new products. So it's that would just be my tip on the social media, is just if you can stay ahead of the Facebook products. If that's your platform, there are so many.
There absolutely are, and they all have different needs. And I think you can be on all of them, or you can be, you've all got different types of clients on different platforms. And of course Facebook are always going to be making money. All the platforms are out of their services. Not that I'm a cynic or anything, but absolutely. And and it's also about, I am the biggest hypocrite, because I say to my clients, I run my courses in secret Facebook groups, so they can be really confident it's just me, and we're mentoring, and we're in there every day. And I'm like, come on, you need to do a Facebook Live. And then I run this group of female entrepreneurs, this mompreneur group. And I'm thinking, I can't do a live myself today. So I'm a biggest hypocrite, because it's about the confidence, isn't it? And it's really about stepping outside and getting yourself visible. So.
And I suppose, there's got to be someone that leads. It's got to be someone that kind of like, I suppose spurs everyone else on, and that's why I love all these communities of mom entrepreneurs, whether it's mine or whether it's someone else's. It doesn't really matter. The whole point of it is to help, not just one mum, but as many mums as possible. So it doesn't really matter who's doing it, but just getting them up in the morning and going, hey, I'm a mum boss today, and I'm a CEO, and I'm a founder, and I'm going to go out and do this. So I just think it's become such an amazing community in itself, amongst not just social media, but just in life. And it's just incredible to see the support and the warmth and the positivity, across the world, virtual.
Absolutely.
Unbelievable.
It's incredible. I mean, I was in my marketing role for 12 years, and I just didn't know about this whole online world, and it's just exploded, and it's just, yeah, like you say, the relationships, the communities. I've kind of taken some of my relationships offline to online, and it's amazing. And it's, you know, just because we've been in London and whatnot, but it's just great. It's like you say, it's that support. It's these creating these online communities of like-mindedness. It's fantastic.
Good. What would you say is in terms of just across the social media platforms, so not just one, what is the biggest challenge for mums or female entrepreneurs when they come to you? And what I mean by that is, are they just disorganized, don't know, they know where to go, are they just confused as to what to do next? Like, it's too busy?
Yeah, I think it's overwhelm and time. Time is a big one. So I talk about sort of scheduling, what can you schedule and what can you, and it's thinking about what are your, you may have had the zone of your genius, what are you really, really good at? Do that on your social media, and the rest of it you can just schedule out. It's about what's working. And so definitely time, definitely overwhelm, which is why I do the exercise to get them to really think about what they can post out, because they're sitting there thinking, I just don't know what to say today, and then they just get completely overwhelmed with it. So
oh, good, fantastic. Well, those are brilliant tips, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
No problem, especially all the way from London. And are your boys are they at daycare, at school?
Yeah, both, yeah.
Yeah, mine are sleeping, hopefully.
Oh,
brilliant. Well, lovely to chat to you. And
yes, you too, Claire.
Thank you for those tips, and we'll be in touch.
Brilliant. Thanks so much, Claire. Have a
Bye.
nice day.